Alright, now we've got section 2.6, which is adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So we got 2 3/4 plus 3 1/8. So I'm just going to stack these. So 2 3/4 plus 3 1/8. So we can add the whole numbers together, 2 and 3, that gives me 5. 3/4 plus 1/8. I want to change it to where they have the same denominator. So I'm going to change the 3/4 to be something over 8. So I would really have 5 and then 6/8 plus 1/8. And so my answer would be 5 7/8. For number 2, got 3 7/10 minus 1 9/10. So 3 minus 1, that's going to give me 2. Well, then I've got 7/10 minus 9/10. Well, I know if I take away here, I'm going to end up with a negative, but I've got a whole number, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to use this 2 to my advantage. So I'm going to use it and say 1, and then I'm going to add 10 to this 7 that's right here in the numerator, because 1 is really 10 over 10. So this would be 17 over 10 minus 9 over 10. And that would give me 1 8 over 10, which I can write as 1 4/5. Number 3, don't forget you can always pause this if I'm moving too quickly, move at your own pace. I've got 5 minus 1 7/8. So this is going to be another situation where I'm going to have to borrow. So I'm going to change this to be 4 8 over 8 minus 1 7 over 8. Remember, because 8 over 8 is just another form of 1. So 4 minus 1 is going to give me 3. Then I've got 8 over 8 minus 7 over 8, and that would leave me with 3 1/8. Number 4, I've got 7 1/5 minus 2 2/3. So I've got 7 minus 2, which is going to give me 5, and then I've got 1/5 minus 2/3. Well, as you can see, those do not have the same denominator, so right now I can't really mess with those. I need to get them to have a common denominator, and that common denominator is going to be 15. So this one needs to be multiplied by 5 over 5, this one by 3 over 3. So then I'll have 5 3/15 minus 2 times 5 gives me 10 10/15. Well, once again, we're stuck in this same boat of, well, if I borrow here, or if I don't borrow here, I'm going to end up with a negative, and that's not what I want to have happen. So I'm going to end up borrowing. So I'm going to change this to be a 4, 15 over 15, and so then this would be 18 over 15 minus 10 over 15, running out of room here. And so then I would have 4 8 over 15. For number 5, I've got 4 7/9 plus 3 5/6. So this will give me 7, and then I've got 7 over 9 plus 5/6. Once again, do not have a common denominator. I need to make sure I get one. And so what I notice is that 18 can actually be the common denominator here. You're always welcome to use the multiply and denominators one. I'm just going to use 18 here. So I'm going to do 2 over 2 there, 3 over 3 here. So I would have 7 14 over 18 plus 15 over 18. Well, then I've got 7 29 over 18. So if you notice the fraction now, the numerator is bigger than the denominator. And so actually I can bump this up 1 and change this to be 8, and then 29 minus 18 will leave me with 11 over 18. So 8 and 11 over 18. And then number 6. I've got 4 1/5 minus negative 2. So really, when we subtract negative, we're really adding. So 4 1/5 plus 2. And we can just add the whole numbers here, so 6 1/5 would be my answer. So that's kind of how to work out 2.6. I know this is a section that a couple of you really had a hard time with, so just make sure you're looking at this, asking questions either Tuesday or Thursday, depending on when you get a chance to see this.